Jersey crypto here. Trying to expand my horizons. Is that what they would call it? Pretty much, now that we're gaining these opportunities to dip our fingers into more projects, because my position in Algorand is pretty good and it's paying me daily, which is just, I'm letting it accumulate itself. I bought a little more. Gitcoin's my baby. I got in so early, I don't know if I can add enough to my bank to, basically validate buying more at the prices they're at right now relative to myself. When you got a big number and you can only add a tiny fraction of a number to it, it's kind of hard to put money towards that. I think it's better allocated towards diversifying for myself. I'm just telling the truth. I'm not going to say I'm buying Gitcoin right now. If someone doesn't have Gitcoin, then yes. I am not a financial advisor, but definitely have exposure. Definitely. I think that the opportunity in Ethereum right now, considering Ethereum itself is still $4,000, I think the opportunity in Ethereum would be like Rarible, an on-ramp for NFTs, which is majorly specific to NFTs, and I'm very happy that I have part ownership in Rarible. Again, something to consider having some exposure to, because the NFT market is here to stay, and when it starts going back up, since it's way down right now, including the price of Rarible, now would be the time to get some exposure. My next investment is, and it falls right in line with basically what I look for in coins, is Gitcoin. And I brought them up before, and I haven't put too much effort into researching them, other than I know exactly what they're there for. And I'm buying in. I'm buying into Gitcoin. They did pump a little bit. They are involved in Web3 development. And pretty much what they are is, and District OX kind of falls in line. They're a slightly smaller market cap. But in my mind, the opportunity right now is in Gitcoin, because District OX is going to follow suit. So District OX won't move until Gitcoin moves, basically. As far as like big pushes, substantial pushes to the upside. What Gitcoin is it's Ethereum's expensive to work on. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a solution in a layer 2 that can be had. I think that everyone should have layer 1s that are better than Ethereum, because they are. Like Algorand, it is better than Ethereum. They're skipping the layer 2 solution and just creating layer 2 marketplaces that don't need to be a solution. But that being said, Ethereum is here to stay, and I'm never going to deny that. I think it's going to be a little bit more of an isolated, at least within the next 10 years, it's going to be a little bit more of an isolated, maybe 5, I don't know. Who knows how quickly, once technology gains traction, there could be hundreds of billions of dollars put into this to speed it up. Once the funding starts coming in like that, that's when you start to really, we're so early, we don't even know. There hasn't been funding to that extent other than the ecosystem feeding itself. I'm sure Vitalik is, putting a lot of his billions back into Ethereum and growth of Ethereum. I would hope so. I'm sure he is, considering the way he walks around and other than what's going on in his head, which is super complicated, I think he lives pretty simple, considering. Back to Gitcoin. So Gitcoin is leading the charge in getting grants and running funding rounds for new applications on Ethereum. Now, if something is very expensive to build on Ethereum, the one major solution and major on-ramp for more applications on Ethereum is outside funding, is people that are already made, people that have already made so much money on Ethereum, they want to support their own finances by reinvesting it back into the asset that they own. That's good management of your assets. If you're reinvesting in, that's basically a way for them to diversify without having to spread themselves out. So Gitcoin, it allows you to see new applications coming onto the marketplace early. So not only is it a good coin to own, because you're owning basically the governance of, the new applications. You're owning a decision-making coin for what the direction is with new applications onto the blockchain. Not only that, you get to look at the applications that are, in these funding rounds and how many people and how much money is being invested into these applications. It's all right on their website. It's very interesting. Being able to watch money and where it goes, and also having the ability to decide, is a very valuable thing. That being said, I think one of the most valuable assets catering to Ethereum that has not readily been discovered yet, because people are so focused on their own money that they don't realize that watching other people's money is just as valuable. You know what I mean? We get info from YouTube, we get pump videos from YouTube. We'll see other people's research and of fundamentals, but fundamentals are just as important, but also second to the investment, the funding, the money pumping in. Because you can have an invention, you can have the best idea in the world, but if you can't sell it, then it's worthless, other than using it for yourself. That doesn't create an economy. That doesn't create, opportunity for multiple or millions of people. So Gitcoin, I would pay attention to it. I think it's still early yet. Again, it kind of goes along with like governance. That's an attractive investment to me. And it holds a lot of value on top of the potential appreciation. Just paying attention to the applications being. And also, not only that, Gitcoin has had hackathons with Coin. And I think another thing that we don't consider is the fact that this space really is like Vitalik, David Vorick. I think there's others. There's Charles Hoskinson. These guys, there's definitely more, but these guys really are pushing for all that, cryptocurrency is supposed to be, which is decentralization. And decentralization not only has to do with, appreciating assets, but sharing information. That's the biggest thing. All these applications, all this technology, they know what the other one's doing. They can learn from each other. And then not only that, as they're learning from each other, they will do business with each other. They are in the game. They are staying in the game. Time has a lot to do with business. So, moving your money around is the biggest way for you to sacrifice, the ultimate appreciation of your assets, because 1, transaction fees, and 2, timing. You're trying to time things. Day traders are pulling money out of the market constantly. They create a job for themselves. You have to work in order to be a day trader. The one thing you don't need to work for is initially you do. Pick an asset and only think about that buy button. Because if you have a 10-year plan, hopefully you're supporting yourself otherwise in order to even be investing in these things. But if you have a 10-year plan, I'm 33 years old right now. If I can retire by the time I'm 43 and pretty much do whatever I want, that is way more of an opportunity than anyone. Well, I can't say anyone in the past because, but either way, most people in my family in the past have not retired when they were 43. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to be okay with just stepping it up a little bit, and that's a very, very doable goal that I have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to leave. 1, crypto entertains me. It's entertainment. I get to research about it. I get to talk to you guys. 2, I don't need the money right now. I have a business as well. In 10 years, I couldn't imagine where I'm working towards it, so I know where it's headed. But, it is hard to, you don't want to latch on to too much of what it's going to be in 10 years, because then you start to think about how much work you're doing. You know what I mean? You don't want to over relate to the ultimate goal. You want to be in the moment as much as possible while planning ahead, say 6 months at a time. Relativity is very important when you're in business as well. Listen, this is a coin. I don't throw too many coins out there. The only thing I'm saying is to research and look into it Another thing is Vitalik Buterin has, acknowledged them. He doesn't acknowledge that many of the coins that are on top of Ethereum. One of the easiest ways to research without doing too much is listen to the front runner, Vitalik Buterin. If you're in the Ethereum ecosystem, watch what he says. If he brings up something, he's a pioneer in the space. He is a pioneer in the space. He had a team initially. They all broke off. They're all pioneers. Pay attention to what he says. It's as easy as that. He's going to know way more than any of us know what to research. You know what I mean? You don't want to get into a wormhole of one single direction that ends up amounting to nothing. Because if the important people don't notice it, then it won't go anywhere. It won't go anywhere. So, I brought up Gitcoin a while ago, when I first started, basically pushing the idea of Web3, which Sia Coin's my baby. So, they're definitely, listen, this is all Web3, but as far as usable applications other than just, buying and spending, that's ultimately where the adoption comes in. Usable applications, and then all this buying and spending will cater to the usable applications, but either way, so something to think about. I threw a gem out there. It's super available. It's in your face. It's on Coinbase. Also, throw it in the comments if you are going to look at the coin. Again, I'm not here to tell anyone what to buy, okay? I'm definitely not a financial advisor. Don't invest because of me. Let me inspire your thoughts and then inspire some research, which it's minimal. Go to their website. Listen to what Vitalik said. I think he has it in a tweet even. It doesn't take that much work to get information these days. All these other YouTubers want to act like they have some crazy source. They're all other than maybe knowing some people that are pretty involved in the space. That's the biggest gain that I'm trying to seek from this YouTube channel. But the information's all out there. It pays for them to have the information out there. They don't want to hide the information from you. We are I don't know where I was going with that. Crypto gains, baby.